All right, let's look at this next video. So we're now looking at some troubleshooting around Active Directory. Now, if you have a small, medium, large business, you're responsible for looking after Active Directory. The more objects, the more users, the more computers, the more security groups that you have within Active Directory, there's always an element where you have to make sure that you are keeping it clean. Good housekeeping around Active Directory. If you have, again, a small, medium, or large business, it's very common to have more than one domain controller as well. Now, you've got Active Directory running on a domain controller, and the worst thing that could probably happen in terms of your users and authentication is if that primary domain controller goes down, you lose Active Directory, your users, your staff, your servers cannot log in or authenticate against the network and against various services on your network. So it's very common to have more than one domain controller set up, and you have those all configured within your environment, within your domain. Now, there are some great tools. Now, here we are on DC01. This is our primary domain controller. Now, there are some great tools that let you sort of do some troubleshooting to make sure that the health between your DCs are healthy. So what's going to happen is when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 domain controllers, you have all these domain controllers, they're all needing to be up to date. So let's give you an example. You've got an office in one particular state. You have another office in another state. Both of these offices are connected via a network tunnel, and users in the second office, let's call it Office B, need to authenticate on the network to be able to log in across a domain controller. Now, if you've only got one single domain controller in Office A, in your first one, then there is potential delay and lag between Office B and Office A, right? Because they have to log in, authenticate, etc., etc. What if that link goes down? What happens? Then the users in Office B potentially may not be able to log in. The servers in Office B, the printers in Office B may not be able to log in because your DC is situated in Office A. So what you would do is you'd have a DC in Office A and a DC in Office B and have those two DCs be in sync. Essentially, they're going to be replicating the data between the two domain controllers. You would then configure stuff in the backend DNS to allow the users in Office B to authenticate locally to the domain controller in Office B that is in sync with the domain controller now in Office A. You have more than one office, you have offices around the world, you have a pool of domain controllers that should remain in sync. Now, sometimes there could be authentication issues. Sometimes there could be replication issues. So running some of these tools that we're going to be covering over these next few videos will help you to at least troubleshoot and diagnose where an issue may be.